Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Black AP, and you are tuned in to AP Tactical TV. You could be anywhere else, but you are here with us today. And today on AP Tactical TV, I got a special guest. He's a veteran, a business owner. You know, we got another veteran on the channel other than myself today, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Drew Greer. I'm here thanks to Gray Sean Green. I want to give a shout out to him before I even get started and introduce myself. I appreciate him having me out. Let me be a part of this podcast, part of this program that's doing great things out here. And but I'm from Houston, Texas. I own a business called DZ Power Washing LLC. And other than that, I'm a veteran. And yeah, what you got for me?
Hell yeah. So one of the first things I want to talk about as being a veteran. First of all, you know, I know what you did in the Marine Corps, but for our viewers that don't know, we'll start off there. Like, what was your job in the Marine Corps?
So my job, I was an 1833 Amtracker. So I drove pretty much tanks that go off the back of Navy ships. We got about 16 to 21 infantry units in the back, and we'd go ship to shore to objective. So we could do it all. We could go anywhere, do anything. We had a 50 cal machine gun that was mounted. We also had a 40 Mike, which is a fully automatic grenade launcher that we'd shoot and run. So Green was actually with me. We were on the same track. We spent about 3 years together the whole time. And yeah, had a lot of good times, a lot of good experiences. You know, good times, bad times. But now that we're out, they all mash, and now we got good stories and good laughs out of it.
Hell yeah, you know, good experiences. Got to blow up a lot of stuff. So now we kind of toned it down. We ain't blowing up as much stuff. Not too destructive. We mean more educational. And something I did forget to say, this channel is educational purposes only. Well, educational and entertainment. So you can have some fun while learning something every day here. So another question that I have for you was during your transitioning out of the Marine Corps, you know, how was that for you, and what advice would you have for someone that's about to transition out of the Marine Corps, and then after that, for someone getting into joining the military, not just the Marine Corps in general, but someone getting into the military, things to prepare themselves for their leave?
Well, I'll start with the last question first. I'll go back to getting out. That way we have it in order. So,
All right, hell yeah.
for myself at least, going into it, you know, just be open, be willing to experience it all, learn a lot. There's so many people you get to meet, so many different things you get to do. Just have your world in your mind ready to go in there and soak everything up like a sponge, you know, and be a part, you know. Don't be afraid to ask questions and get into it and learn things and move and groove throughout the entire ordeal of it, you know. And if you have a chance to go do, you know, another billet or something like that, go do it. Take advantage of it. But then getting out, transitioning, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
You know that all too well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's you lose your camaraderie, you lose your friendship, you lose your, you know, the people that you're there with, your family, what it feels like. Because you build these groups and these friendships that are like family that just last a lifetime. Like here, I'm at 8 years later.
Yeah.
They're linking back up, you know. But you kind of lose a sense of self. But don't hold on to that. Go out there, go to college, take advantage of the GI Bill, take advantage of all the programs that are offered to you because you earned them. You deserve it. And go to college, meet more people, talk to people, tell them about the Marine, you know, the military. It doesn't have to be Marine Corps, anything that you do, any branch. Go out there and tell them your experiences, have fun about it, you know, and realize when you're in that some of the worst times that you have are some of the best stories when you get out.
Hell yeah.
Take the pictures, take the experiences. But I mean, I don't know. Me and you have a lot to laugh about, man. I tell you, that's
a lot of stuff we made it through.
Sheesh. What was it? Just when you picked me up. Yeah. We went riding around the other day, man. We just started bringing up stories and all these things that I even forgot about. And I started laughing. I was like, yeah, we did do that, didn't we?
This just sucks. Like, while you there, it sucks. But making it through and overcoming, that's where it's like some people that, everybody overcomes something in their everyday life. So they don't have to be a veteran or a military service member to be overcoming things that, you know, you could have a lighter and, like, you could have, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, always.
So, yeah. And but one of the things that you know, I kind of want to touch on too, with us having that conversation about getting out the military or going into the military, a problem that I've seen and even being out that I see, some people take their occupation as their whole personality trait. Where when there's service members that get out, that occupation was their personality trait. Where they're Marine 24/7, that's kind of put into our mind where it's a true fact where you gotta hold yourself to that standard. But being able to be yourself, being something out of the military, do you have any recommendations for somebody to still stay themselves and not letting that occupation become their whole personality?
And I see it a lot because I go out and I try to be part of programs and things, and I meet a lot of veterans that they're still geared to nothing but the military, and you can see it. They're not themselves until they get around other veterans, and then they feel so comfortable and they get to but they walk around it all their lives with it. Me myself, I got out. I went to college. I got a degree, and I took advantage of the GI Bill and did my thing. But I didn't follow the path of what I did. I actually went to serving. So now I'm 27 years old, getting into the service industry when most people I'm working with are 19, 20, 21, and I'm like, I've been there, done that. And, but I had to humble myself to say, you know what, man, this is where I'm at. This is where I am now. This is what I got to do. And, I tell you what, I ended up loving it, living in it. I built another camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because the service industry and the restaurant industry, it's kind of like the military in a sense. Because you're around these people 24/7 doing the same thing, socializing, talking to people. And what I would do and what I would recommend to people is realize that, that is a part of you that's ingrained in you, and you should be proud of it because you earned it, you did it, but you also got to humble yourself to realize that not everybody knows that lifestyle.
Yeah.
You got to pull yourself back a little bit and kind of tone it down in a sense, but be proud of it, talk about it, be a part, let people know the stories.
Yeah.
But let them tell their stories too.
Hell yeah. And also being respectful to people that may not have taken that step to be a service member as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. One of the things that I do, I'm not gonna say I hate it, but one of the things that irked me while getting out or early on is having a conversation with somebody about being in the military, and they be like, "Yeah, I was gonna join, but this and that and that and this and this but for me, it's like, all right, I understand everyone's life is different, but it's one of those things where, it's not a bad experience to have by joining the military, but it's also the understanding that you're going to learn a lot of skills, but any day, every day could be your last while being in the military.
Well, we noticed that. We realized that, going through things that we saw, and with people, and that right there just really makes you catch your breath in the sense it has me a lot of times to realize when I start taking life too serious, I realize, man, at any moment, any time, when you give yourself to that position, you do something like that,
Any day.
At any age, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's coming for anybody at any time. So you gotta realize you gotta play everything with kindness, and you gotta be respectful and realize that we gotta be grateful that we even made it out like we did.
Yeah. Too many close calls.
Yeah. Mainly by you.
No.
I don't be around you too much. Yeah.
I did call a couple close calls.
But you're right about something is with the people that say, man, I could have went in. I was gonna go in, and which is cool. Hey, right on for you, man. But we hear it way too much.
Yeah.
And it is, we ain't got, whether you did, you didn't, we got the same love and respect for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just be true to you. You ain't got to impress us. We didn't do anything that anybody else hasn't done or wouldn't do or couldn't do.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's some people are like, oh, you went to the Marines? Man, I couldn't see myself doing the Marines. It's it's a mindset where you're going to be removed from your family, friends, relatives, girlfriends, whatever. And that makes it's just mentally preparing yourself is the hardest part. The physical, they're going to force that upon you.
You don't have a choice when it comes down to the physical part. Hey, you're going to get in shape. I don't care. I don't care what shape you're in, but you're going to be in a shape when you're done. That's the shape they want, It's the lean, mean fighting force, baby,
Hey, if they say you're running 3 miles, they lie. You running 4.
You run 4, yeah.
You ain't got no tracker. You ain't got no Apple Watch to see your distance. But man,
Hey, if you like to sleep in, get over that.
yep,
Forget about it. You ain't sleeping in anymore.
you on they schedule, they time.
Yeah. They wake up at any time, any hour of the day. I mean, what? We had a buddy, he got rid of his cell phone. Remember that?
Yeah,
And he just had Apple Messenger. So when he was off for the day, he was off. No one could get a hold of him. He was like, yeah, I'm done. Because they would call us back. And they'd be like, well, where's he at? Oh, we don't know when to get a hold of him. He's smart.
yep.
Yeah. And here we are, It's
You gotta have face-to-face interaction.
yeah. You better go find him.
Yep.
He left base. He did everything. Yeah. But it's just being a part, and it's the camaraderie. The camaraderie builds it more than anything. And it's every branch, And all our branches joke. I
Yeah.
got friends that are Air Force. I got friends that are Navy. I got friends that are in the Army. Coolest cats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they deserve all the same respect from every branch. That's one thing I've come to realize, because when we're in, we talk about this, we talk about that one. But, at the same time, y'all went out and y'all did it. Y'all earned it. Y'all did y'all's thing. And that's what I'm talking about. That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, and then that also comes with like the environment that they were raised into that could dictate what branch they went into.
But we need all the branches. All the branches support everybody and each other. And we wouldn't be here today without any of them,
Yeah, without the assistance, support.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
But
They claim we eat crayons, but when they drop us off, we fucking shit up.
we're doing our job. We're doing what we're there to do, man. It's, I grew up dyslexic. I grew up, with things, and we had to do those book reports.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had that staff sergeant call me out.
Yep.
I misspelled a few things. It is what it is. But I had another staff sergeant that stood up. He called me out in front of everybody. But he stood up and he said, "Hey, you're here to do a job, and your job ain't to do a book report. Your job's to kill people."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we train to fight. We train to win. And I never want to do it if I'd ever have to. But that's that really stuck with me. On the sense of, hey, we're here to do a job. This is a job we do, and we need to help everybody build each other up to get on that platform, that level, to protect and serve, our American people.
Yeah.
Our family.
Yeah.
And foreign domestic, everybody. The world.
Sometimes people aren't able to protect themselves.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I did fuck with it.
No doubt.
But what's it called? But for those opportunities where we were doing things out of the box or to better ourselves, I did like those opportunities because it was getting us ready for things outside of the military world.
Well, I learned a lot. I mean, it helped me when I transitioned out. It helped me in school tenfold, and I realized there's different aspects that I needed to work on myself.
Yeah.
And discipline myself in. And I think that's key too. Is the discipline you have to do things and go about, in life. Whether it's at the gym, whether it's eating right. You know what I mean? Whether it's learning social skills.
Yeah.
But you realize where you're lacking, and the Marine Corps really pulls you up to speed on everything that you're lacking at.
Yeah.
And that comes from all those different aspects of training they give you.
Yeah, and the adaptability to be able to put, I can't speak for the other branches, but to be able to put a Marine in any type of room, any type of situation. And one thing that had helped me is like our ability to blend in with like any type of room, where we are trained war fighters, but we're trained in the ability to blend in to where it's not like tattooed on our chest. Like
it comes down to situational awareness.
Yeah.
Keeping your head on a swivel, watching all different avenues of approach, and knowing how to mitigate and deal with all of it. Even if it's the most stressful situation you're in, the whole key is they put you in stressful situations 24/7, right? Just to keep you stressed out. So whenever you have the job to do, and it's extremely stressful, you do not stress. You can still do your job and do what you need to do in the best possible professional way.
Yeah. Professionalism. That was, man, what was that one
drilled
about?
in.
Yeah.
Drilled into you.
Stay professional.
That being tactful,
Yep.
being able to maneuver every situation that you get put into, man. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. I learned a lot. I'm grateful for it, and I tap my hat to anybody that has served, would serve, or supports our veterans and our military in general, active or not.
Man.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. Yeah.
So before we get into our war stories, but I wanted to tap onto a subject of what was your experience around firearms before joining the Marines?
So I grew up in a place called Baytown, Texas, right outside. It's east of Houston. It's still in Houston city limits, and I grew up hunting. Grew up fishing, doing it all. But I learned weapon safety first and foremost in my life. But yeah, I was around firearms all the time, whether it's pistols, whether it's rifles, bows, no matter what. I was around all different types of weapons. But that was drilled into me from the get go. And yeah, I grew up deer hunting and doing different things like that. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But the Marine Corps has a different way of training you on things.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely does. Man, one of the experiences I had, my first like range experience shooting an AR was at boot camp, and in the middle of us doing a live fire range, it's before we were like hauling. I had shot a couple rounds, and I had hot brass. My drill instructor took the hot brass and dropped it on my neck, just to see if I was gonna see if I was gonna stay calm, take my finger off the trigger.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, he basically hit me with if you wouldn't have done the way you did it, I was gonna fuck you up.
That's
and I was looking
man.
forward
and
to
they
it.
do. And they do. I mean, that's the thing. That's part of it. You know, they test you. That's a trial.
Yep.
But you passed.
Yeah. You know, I ain't passed too many trials, but
I know a lot of your trials, man. I was there for a lot of them. You know?
yeah.
But I seen you. The thing that's cool about you, man, is every time that I mean, group punishment.
Yeah.
Even one-on-one punishment. If you get in trouble, you're getting yelled at. You're getting reamed a new one. I mean, it happens. We all been yelled at.
Yeah.
Like tenfolds. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, it's like
Mm-hmm.
You know. What I realized getting out too is we all wear the same pants. We put on the same shoes. No one's above us. No one's below us. We're all equal. Hey, the janitor's the CEO. We're the same.
Yeah.
We're there. We're here together. You know, and we got to maneuver with these people. This is our group, right?
Yeah.
But I'd watch you getting just destroyed, bro. And then what'd you do? You just smiled and laughed, and then they start yelling at you for smiling.
Yeah, they're like, why the fuck you still happy? And it's like, bro, I took this punishment, or like, say it's a situation where it's like myself and maybe a couple other Marines, and I just happen to be the one to get caught.
Oh, it just happened to be.
Yeah, then it's like, fuck it. You know, I'm gonna take the punishment. I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus. It is what it is. Like, you know, they didn't like, or we get in trouble for something that technically wasn't a rule at the time. And then, you know, I happen to get called or whatnot, or someone else, and, you know, everyone's different. But I'll take the blame for it. Then they may make it a rule later, but...
That's what they always say. This is the reason because someone messed up in the past.
Yep.
Someone else is the reason that you're doing this now. And it makes sense. You know, they when something happens, they got to say, okay, there's that shoot. We know what to cut off now. We know what to do. Which I understand. It's mitigating.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, we're human. We're going to move and adapt and explore and learn who we are through those experiences. But yeah, you know, that would always make my day, man, because I'd look over at you. I'd be getting yelled at, and I'd look over at you, and you'd be laughing. Or you'd be smiling. Maybe I'd be laughing, but and then you turn around and you make a joke to somebody. And I'd be like, it ain't that bad. You know what I mean? That was good stuff.
And then one thing I had, I take this as like a blessing and like a curse as well. I joined at 17. So having those adult experiences outside of my home, like I went right out of high school, and this was like
straight to the shoot.
Yeah. So those experiences, like I was getting out of my childish ways to doing an adult job, where it was like other people's lives are in my hands. As like got promoted and get ranked up, and it was like, you know, I know that it could be a lot worse. Like especially coming from Louisville, where being a kid and a teen, like I had friends that were killed in gun violence and homeless, or had parents that were addicts and things like that. As long as I knew my family was good, the people I was with was good, then fuck what I'm going through.
You know, thinking about that is witnessing and noticing that, and gun violence and things like that happen in life, but realizing that it's not it gets promoted that so much that we should be educating.
Yeah.
Not versus on the gun violence, we should be educating on the safety and making people comfortable with firearms and understanding what they are, and you know, and how to be around them, right?
Right. How to normalize them.
How to be a decent human being, right? Because I mean, you're born and you should just be. You should have good morals. You should have this understanding of life and knowing that yours is just as valuable as anybody else's.
Right.
You know, and having the common courtesy and the understanding. You know, and that's not the first thing to ever jump to, but you should be able to protect yourself at all times. But I'm with you on that. But yeah, going in the Marine Corps like that for you, at 17. So I went in. I wasn't too much later. I was 19.
Yeah.
But I can understand that. I had those same life lessons. I got to get away from home quick. I got to realize it just ain't about me. It's about me and you. It's about everybody else around us. It's and we noticed that. We saw it. We've been through some things that we were like, man, dude, like you got to slow down, and everything around us could end somebody else's life, if not ours too. You know, and especially the job we were doing. I mean, you're driving around a 27-ton vehicle with all these things going on, all these different moving parts, all these different, and then you start realizing, man, these guys they're not being dicks. They're really true blue looking out for us.
Yeah.
Because they've been there, they've seen it, they've understood it, they realize, hey man, this is dangerous stuff. You need to get your head in the game, and you need to, focus and be a part. But that instills the discipline that I think we need.
Yeah.
That has put us where we're at today in life.
Yeah. And then like when we were first hitting the fleet and stuff, and being a rear crewman starting off as a Amtracker. Remember when I fall asleep in the back?
Yeah.
So some people would get in my ass, like, pause. They would get on me, and Cook sat me down one day. He was like, the reason why I'm so like intense on this, he was like, because I forgot, it was him and I
didn't know he set you down.
Yeah, he was like, him and another rear crewman were in the back when the engine caught on fire.
Oh yeah.
And he told me that, and then he was like, that's why. He's like, I've lived through that experience of where if one of us had been asleep, it could have been.
It changes everything drastically.
Yeah.
Changes your experience. Yeah.
So it kind of like, I was like,
everything.
He put in perspective for me where I understood. I was like, okay, you're not just saying that because like, oh, it's just training,
I'm gonna give you something though about the 1833 world and being an Amtracker, which they just retired the Amtrak, right?
Yeah.
They just got rid of it like last week.
Yeah.
They did
I even seen the post today after we brought it up.
Yeah. So they just, which is cool because we're a part of a dying breed that nobody will ever get to do again. And the thing about it is, man, people don't realize when you're enclosed in a 27-ton metal machine, right? Completely buttoned up, all the hatches are locked up, and we're in there. The engine's in there with us.
Yeah.
And the thing with the engine being in there with us, all the fumes are going off. We got diesel, we got hydraulics, we got all the POL, we got everything in there, and we're breathing those in.
Yeah.
And then we've been in it for 7-8 hours. You talk about, and then on top of that, we've been working for 24 hours before getting in it. We're tired. It happens. We're not. But I get it. But somebody needs to be awake, and somebody needs to be there to keep everybody up to date and in control of it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how tired you are, how many stuff you got going on. You're right. People's lives are at risk. But I tell you, we got to do an awesome job. We got to learn a lot of cool stuff and do something that nobody will ever get to do again. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Yeah. That's insane. We are a dying breed, man.
Yeah. We're the last ones to tell the stories.
We're the last ones, man. And what the Amtrak started back in I believe the 30s in Louisiana, right? They built to get through the swamps. Mm-hmm. The military saw it, and then he got it. I think the Marine Corps took it over in the Army. They both did it at first, and it was for the island hopping campaign.
Yep.
That they led the initial attack on D-Day.
Yep.
Those are those ships that you'd see, or those tanks that you'd see that we were rolling up. They've advanced them since then. We were driving the ones that were made in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Let me tell you these things.
And we still had the designs from 1970s. So
but they're flawed. Things happen to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a reason they retired them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not upset about it. It needed to be done. So we got bigger and better things. But what a job! What an experience, man.
Yeah. And for the viewers that aren't familiar with amphibious assault vehicle, this isn't the form that we had personally drove, but like Drew was saying, the ones on D-Day, like if you ever watch an old D-Day movie and they're riding those little boat things where it's like going through the ocean, and then they drop the little back and everybody storms the beach and running. That's what we did. We drove the modern versions of those.
And the modern versions go from ship to shore, which would be the beach like they did. And we drop off the beach, but then you push inland.
Yeah. Now it's like, I want to say what kind of adapted more into that was the initial Iraq push, where they're going from ship to shore.
Fallujah did the whole, one of the major pushes with the Amtrak, which is wild. And a lot of the guys that we that taught us and trained us were the initial, pushes on it, which is insane.
They weren't all the way there mentally, but they were able to
but
teach us.
They were there for us, and they taught us the best way they could, which is awesome. And it kept us alive and breathing.
And that's one thing I did take in perspective, where like we gave Hillenbrand so much shit just off of his personality.
He's the one that was calling me out for the whole thing. He's like, "You're gonna write a book report every day for the next year if you have to." Da 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 da. That's whenever Shear stood up and said, "No, that ain't what it's about. You leave him alone. He's my Marine. Come on over here." Put me on his wing, which is cool. And I learned a lot from both of them.
Yeah.
Different aspects, but.
And then we learned from the life experiences, like what do we have? We had Gunny Brownlow. We had Shear, Hillenbrand. And like, man, just some of the stuff that we learned from them from our time around them, like where it's like everyone does something differently, and they're wherever
has
they
their own
come
avenues
from.
of approach.
Yeah. And some people are overly aggressive.
I don't know who we're supposed to talk about, but remember Malaysia?
Yeah.
We were training the Malaysian military because they wanted to start, buying track. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna talk about. I don't care. I'll talk about whatever I want. This is America, baby. That's free speech. That's what we went for. But. We trained them in these. We did a week-long extensive training. We had I think this is the president or one of the higher
president
ups.
of Malaysia.
Yeah, was there watching the whole thing, and we pop hatches, and they took the flares, the Malaysian military, the lieutenants and stuff over there. They took the flares, and they aimed them down, and they hit the flare, and it caught the whole Malaysian jungle on fire. And at this point, now you got all these. Malaysian military personnel. You got all these trackers and there's a few Navy cats that were out there, right? We're all going with Kevlars. We've used all our fire extinguishers. We got water. We're going back and forth to the beach to these tall prairie grasslands over my head.
Yeah.
Right? People out there beating them down with whatever they could find, just trying to. Oh man, what was it, like 3 hours?
Yeah, we stopped for fires. Like,
and finally we got the fire out, and they were like, all right, get the tracks, get them online. We got to do a picture because they spent a whole week building a stage so they could watch this whole deal, man. What an experience, you know what I mean?
Oh man, and then so like during that situation, man, so I was on the track with Bar. That's after we got like moved to different vehicles and stuff. And man, Bar, like on his radio, he was like what track was Obi on?
203? No, 103.
Yeah, he was on
403. One of the threes. He was the third track, wasn't he?
Yeah, because I was on 3.
Oh, he was with Dickens. He was on 4. Yeah.
And man, Bar got on the radio and said 4 is on fire, bro. When I say I grabbed the water jug and a fire extinguisher, and I'm taking a full sprint to get over to track 4. I'm sprinting. And I got there. I was like, Ove!
I remember that crying out his name, baby.
Yeah, and then he opened up the door and jumped out. I said, man, they said you was on fire, bro. I was like, man.
And then you look to your left and the whole force is on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, oh, shit. I was like, man.
Then you turn that way and start running.
Yeah. But, all right. So, we just talked about being in Malaysia. I've been on some of the journeys with you, but for our viewers here today, what was some of the places that you've gone to while being in the military, and what were some of your favorite places?
Man.
And least favorite place. I think I know the least favorite.
I know you know the least favorite. I know you do. My favorite place actually was Malaysia. I also like Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore
nice. Was awesome.
That's my favorite.
You know what I mean? But I really enjoyed the training exercises that we did with the formative, like when we did with the Kuwaitis. We got to run through their live fire maneuver ranges because they got the money.
Yeah.
To put into these things, they just don't know how to use them.
In Saudi Arabia, when we brought Saudi Arabia, like, all right, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like as a kid and stuff, and they was like, oh, the U.S. funds other militaries and shit like that. Yeah. I was like, that's not real. When we gave Saudi Arabia brand new weapons that they didn't know how to use fresh out the box and had to teach them how to use it, I was kind of pissed.
It's not. It was their lack of even understanding gun safety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd keep live rounds in it and laughing and joking and turning left and right and doing all kinds of stuff, And they'd be smoking. They'd stop halfway through the live fire movement range while people are going to be coming up behind them shortly. And they'd start smoking.
Yep.
It's like, no, you can't do that. Hurry up. Get. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. That was kind of, but it's the lack of training. You know what I mean? We have a process that we do. I don't want to disclose it. I don't know, OPSET, whatever. I don't want to mess nothing up. But yeah, I think the training of the foreign militaries was definitely an interesting ordeal because we learned a lot about how different militaries are trained versus how we are and why we are where we're at.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. But Malaysia, when we actually had, because we did 2 weeks of training,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had the week in Libo.
Yeah, we went to Malaysia twice.
We went back twice. When I did the rafting, they said it's whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
Man, this looked like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah, how dark the water was.
That water was milk. It was chocolate milk, bro. And we got flipped out of it so many times. I ended up on the last raft. I didn't even get pitch. I got pictures halfway through that we paid for, and then we got turned out for like the 10th time, and the last raft saved me. And I was like second or third on that raft. You didn't do that with us.
Nah, I went scuba diving.
You went scuba diving, yeah. Well, we took a train. We literally, this train, people hopping on top of it, people hopping on the sides, and there's houses that live all on the side of the train. They would stop at houses to pick people up to bring them into town. And they had luggage. They were going in there for a day or two. They'd come back with all the supplies they need. But I got sick. I was in that water. I was tasting it all. I was bringing it. Oh man, it was terrible. I got a video of it. I have to send to you. But ended up, I got what's called double dragon, and I think I got the entire ship sick. I think it was on me because when I got back 2 days later, they shut down the whole ship for a whole 2 days.
Yeah.
Nobody, and I was already feeling better after that. It got through me quick. But that's what happened. So I always was like, man, I'm the reason this whole place the USS Comstock just stopped in the water, man.
I ain't get the double dragon.
You didn't get it?
Nah.
You just took the time off?
Yeah.
Yeah. No fire watch?
No fire watch. Cause me and Kraus, shoot, me and Kraus and a couple of the infantry guys, shoot, I really didn't stay in the berthing like that.
Yeah.
I was out and about.
That was a cool thing too, man. Resupply by sea. I'll never forget that. And I'd always be there to help out, but every once in a while I'd sneak off.
Yeah, we knew the hot spots.
We knew the hot spots, man. But being up there at the front of the ship at one time, and I looked over and I got to see something that not many people get to see. And it's whenever 5 naval ships are going the same speed, which is they're hauling. It's awesome. Seeing them all go at the same speed, and then seeing the helicopter go from one ship to the other with cargo, dropping it off, unhooking, and going back and forth. And it was precision accuracy. It was insane to me. That was one of the coolest experiences that I remember. But I'd say Singapore is probably top tier. Malaysia was second. Hong Kong was definitely awesome. Cool. Yeah. Bahrain wasn't bad. Yeah. I got to watch Dumb and Dumber 2 there. That was a pretty cool little setup. It was weird. All those places, they're different. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it really got me in the love of international travel. You know what I mean? And because of that, I can say now I've been to 17 different countries. I got to do that trip with my brother where we drove around the perimeter of the United States. But it all stems from that experience that I've been able to, even be here today to get up and say, I'll go out there for a weekend.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, those are the spots.
And
what about you?
What was your least favorite? You trying to pass it off to me if I asked?
Tell them.
Oh, man.
Go ahead. Let it out.
You want me to tell why it's your least favorite?
It's been 9 years. Go ahead.
All right.
9, 10, yeah.
I think Kuwait was probably my least favorite as well.
Okay.
But Kuwait is Drew's least favorite spot.
Well, hang on. Remember with the sandstorms, was that Kuwait or Saudi?
That was Kuwait.
And when we had to do that training where they took 5 of us and they put us out in the middle of I thought that was Saudi. That was Kuwait?
Yeah, it's Kuwait.
They put us out in the middle of nowhere.
Because Kuwait had the big ass flies, and then remember when we was in Kuwait?
You couldn't move. You couldn't show any of your skin without flies. Just.
Yeah. I remember I threw a brownie outside the little roofless building we was in. I threw a brownie out so the flies would go to it, and then they was still going crazy.
They put 5 of us miles away from anybody else.
Yep.
On the border, I think it was bordering the other country.
Iraq.
Yeah.
It was born in Iraq. Because remember we was driving around one day, and then we got a call from the Army. They was like, y'all just invaded Iraq.
Oh, man.
The Army called us. And then
I remember watching these herds of camels walk by, and they had AKs with them. And they sent us out there with no rounds. And we're like, what do you mean we're doing Op 4? What you talking about, bro?
Y'all fucking around. This ain't no game. And then fucking sleeping out there. All right, it was hot as hell during the day. And then I went to sleep without my sleeping bag on my feet. I remember my feet froze. Yeah, I was like, bro, my feet are frozen.
And then you have all the flies just attached to everything. Yeah. You can't get away from them, man. It's wild. But yeah, the reason it's my least favorite is because me and Rashawn were having a conversation, and we were talking. We were loading up. We were putting them on. Sometimes
go
get
back
ready to
on
head out.
ship.
Yeah. So we're sitting there with our flags on, everything. We were just hanging out with just BS and letting time go by, and I was mid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I told you never tell nobody about it. Yo, what's that?
All right, so we sitting there talking, and we just shooting shit, waiting for the vehicles to get loaded up and whatnot. And Drew's talking to me, and all of a sudden this big ass fly went
Quarter
straight,
size, bro. They were huge. They were horse flies, but without biting.
It went straight down your throat.
Windpipe.
Yeah.
It tickled the bottom of my lungs.
And he went, and it came back out, and it had it was covered in
Bro,
saliva.
I still feel the string of spit that it was connected to as it was flying off, bro. Like it slingshotted back to my lip.
I was
back to my lip.
disgusted.
You were disgusted.
And then you still try to talk.
I was still keeping on the conversation. I was hoping you didn't see it.
I was like, oh hell no. I was like, hell no.
Hang on. What'd you say? You said I'm not gonna.
We not gonna act like this didn't happen.
Like this didn't happen, bro. I said, listen, don't tell nobody. Well, I gotta tell somebody. I said, don't tell nobody, bro. And what you do?
Like,
now look at you.
telling the world.
Oh man, dude. Sheesh.
Telling the world.
Yeah, that's my least favorite spot. Yeah,
Man.
Right. And Saudi. But we did get to see we're in Kuwait. Who showed up out there? Because we were at that army base for a little bit before he went out.
Oh, Paul Wall.
Paul Wall and
Trey the Truth.
Trey the Truth, man. Hey, Houston, baby.
Yep.
Sheesh. Yeah, they showed up
came
out there.
and
You
showed
remember the
love.
Texas flags flying and everything?
They did a free show for the military service members out there.
That was awesome. I'll never forget that. That was some cool stuff. Yeah, that was awesome.
Man. Oh, and then also being in those countries where it's a dry country. This is like we're willing and dealing with other branches and stuff. Like, man, we made a trade. So I had this laptop with a whole terabyte of movies and adult films.
Hey.
But so Krause had bumped into some dude in the army. He was an alcoholic. And
Krause? No, yeah, not Krause.
He had met somebody in the army, and they was like, yeah, I got the ability to get alcohol. And then he was like, oh, what do you want to trade for it? I got money, this and that. They was like, no, I don't want money. I need some movies. I need this and that. And he's like, hold on, give me about a day, and we'll work something out. So he comes, finds me. He's like, you got your laptop? I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, we just need to transfer some movies over to this army guy. He's gonna give me some alcohol. And he's like, because on ship I didn't have a ship card. Yeah. So Krause is like,
you didn't have a ship card the whole time?
No, it wouldn't work for me.
I don't remember that.
So I didn't have no ship card, and he was like, man, I'll cut you in on my ship card. We'll share whatever you need. I got you, because I was just buying my stuff when we got to port or getting care packages. And he's like, I got you, whatever you need. Just do me a favor. And then I was like, whatever, go for it. And he came back. He had a water bottle full of tequila. And, man,
probably the worst tequila you ever had in your life, too.
Man, it was bad.
Well, let's talk about ship life for a minute, because ship life was a whole other ball game, bro. That I'll probably never experience the rest of my life, and that's because we did 9 months. We were supposed to be out there 6, and they extended the stay. And you're in berthings. Navy people know this like crazy, but some Marines. These berthings, you literally got this much room.
Yeah, with the 3
with
high.
your bunk, which is about this wide. And you got your little stuff you can store underneath it. And for some reason, people thought it was funny to put me on the top bunk.
Oh, I was on
the
top
middle of
too.
the burner. You on the top? Yeah, but you're taller than me. I think y'all thought it was funny to see me climb up that shelf, my little feet dangling, trying to get up in there, man. But that was an experience in itself. And we were on the Comstock. That was commissioned in the 70s, I believe.
Yep.
And the toilets clogged. There was literally poop in the hallway, bro. You had to step over it, remember? And like all this other stuff, and oh man! And you go the smoke deck, middle of the night, and you'd see billions of stars. Yep. I've never seen that many because they would cut out all the lights, and you would see billions of stars. You couldn't even see the hand in front of your face. You'd see there's always a gunny out there. I don't know his name. I don't even know when I never really met the guy, but I'd always see him out there at the smoke deck, middle of the night, and he'd smoke a cigar, and his face would light up like the devil. I never wanted to meet this man, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, that's cool, man. That's like seeing these stars. Let me go back inside. But that's the only way you'd see somebody. Somebody else is out there, which is wild, man. Even being in the ship hall, the chow hall, I had to work there for 2 weeks. And that was an experience in itself, seeing how they burn all the trash and
Yeah.
Other ways to get rid of it, I don't talk about, but it's just
Oh yeah, I never remember those
wild
ways.
experiences, and doing track watch on the ship.
Yeah.
You got these tracks that dog down, big chains. They ain't going nowhere. You're in the middle of the ocean. Ain't no one coming to steal them.
Yeah.
They're double locked up top, and we still gotta go watch them
Mm-hmm.
for 24 hours.
Standing on the
7 days a week.
catwalk and stuff.
For 4 hour shift, 2 hours off, 4 hour shifts, however long they did it. It was wild. But I never understood it.
And us being the bottom of the totem pole.
But yeah. But like we were talking about earlier, there's a method to the madness, I guess.
Yeah, well, I kind of see the method of the madness after we had went to Kuwait. When we needed parts from the tracks, and the Army wasn't watching their tanks. And, like, we overdid it. We stole a lot of stuff from the tankers.
You walk back and forth, you figure out. You didn't steal it. You technically acquired things here and there, you know what I mean? But
whoever took the radios was an asshole. that made us have to do a U-turn. That's what got us caught up.
Oh, man, God forbid you lose a little piece of, not
serialized gear.
Any serialized, not even lose it, man. Remember Razo, poor thing, man, left the Seppi plates back home?
Yeah.
They drug him,
he got
dude.
slayed.
Man. Him, Docs with the tripod.
Oh, yep.
For the 50, and they he blamed it on the lieutenant, which I was like, why are you gonna blame the person in charge of the whole platoon?
Yeah.
You on this track, dog. You ain't winning that fight, dude. Yeah. Hey, well, let me know about these pistols you got up here, man. What you got going on with those?
All right, so we got some fun little pistols out here. So I'm not wearing a shirt today. I should have worn my CZ shirt, but this is a brand that I'm kind of getting more familiar with, especially doing the competition shooting scene.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the brands that I ran in competition shooting would be your CZs, your Staccatos and 2011 variants. You do got some Glock guys out there, SIG, and even Canik. Canik is doing a lot in the Walter. But for some of the more championship shooters, they're using the CZs. And after I got the Canik TTI Combat, I was coming around more of the CZs.
Now, the TTS is the one I shot.
No, that's a TP9 Elite. That's the subcompact.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The TTI is the one that was designed by the competition shooter Taryn Butler.
Okay.
Who also does the training and designs the guns for the John Wick series.
It's a beautiful firearm. I think that was one of my favorite pistols I've ever ran.
Oh hell yeah! So shout out to Canik.
Yeah, no doubt.
But like coming across these brands, so one of the higher end ones is the CZ Checkmate, which is like, boy, whatever you pointing at, you gonna hit. But the Shadow 2 is something I kept coming across for the carry optics and production categories.
Which one? So, that's that one right there.
Yeah, this is the Shadow 2, and this is actually the Gold Digger. So with the Gold Digger, there's only 1,200 of these made. It has the gold grips, enhanced trigger, so it's a lighter trigger. At first, I got it as a collector's item, and I was like, yeah, I was hunting down this gun for a few months. With there only being 1,200 in circulation, it was hard to find. People are doing crazy bids on them. I'm like, no, I'm just going to wait for the right time. And one day I came across an email, and one of the local gun stores said they had 2 of them in. And I was actually about to be on my way to work, and, I had to make the call. I was like, hey, I'm going to work. You guys got anything there? And they was like, yeah, we'll hold it for you. I was like, yes.
So you want to snag one?
Yep. So I was able to get one.
You said 1,200 made.
1,200.
That's wild that you got our hands on that, brother.
Yep. And this is number 139, so I got a low number. I was following the Facebook pages. I seen the guy with the number 1 and the number 3. So I was going to try to get number 3, but it was in another state before I got across to this one. But this is the CZ Shadow 2 Gold Digger. I'm going to show the cameras. Oops.
Beautiful pistol, man.
And it's got the Trijicon RMR on there, so great optic.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. And it's got good weight to it, too.
Yeah,
Look at that.
All metal frame. It's got gold-plated grips, gold-plated trigger.
Yeah.
And
what's the optic you're running on it?
the Trijicon RMR.
Trijicon RMR. Right on, man.
So a lot of guys are running the Shadow 2. That's 5-inch barrel. So for a lot of guys in the competition world, that's the standard.
Mm, I like it. That is nice, man.
Buttery smooth.
It is. I'm gonna put it down for you. All right, what else we got running up here?
So after I got the Shadow 2, well, you know what? First, I'm gonna go off before I get to the Shadow 2. So this is the very first one that I had got while I was waiting to come across the Gold Digger, where I wasn't able to really find it, but I wanted something that could get me used to the feel that wasn't that price, and it was a lot less. So with me being a Canic fan, in my mind, I was like, well, I already like Canic products. They gotta have, they probably do it better.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh well. Start doing my research, and they were like, they have a discontinued. Like first, I was looking up Shadow 2 clones, and then I seen one that was actually a Canic, and they were like, it's been discontinued since 2019. And I was like, damn. I was like, I would have really loved that gun. I wanted it. It's not optics ready. That's the only thing I was like on the fence about. So I started doing my research, doing some vids on it, and got this one for a very low price. This is the Canic T120. They did a collaboration with TriStar. TriStar is known for making 1911s and shotguns, and they made a hammer-fire pistol before they really started taking over with their striker fire and polymer firearms. This one's kind of based off the design of the Shadow 2 with a little bit of mix of a Desert Eagle and a IWI Jericho. So the trigger is still light. It's not as light as the Shadow 2. Accurate gun, low slide, low bore axis for more accuracy.
And that's what you're telling me about it too, because we were talking a little bit before we got started. Is the slide on it?
It's super low.
It's super low, and so the weight kind of sits down low. So whenever you actually fire, it just kind of sits back where it should be.
Yep, and then it's got an easy reset for follow-up shots.
Gotcha. That's beautiful.
Takes the same, like, compatible with the same grips.
You know what? It feels good.
Yeah. Even the holsters. So like the holster for a full size holster is universal with all three.
Mm-hmm.
The compact holster is only compatible with the compact. They all take the same mags. Mags are made by Metgar, and I think just at the time, the reason why I got discontinued is due to people not knowing about the brand, and it kind of became one of the things where it's like if you know, you know, and like I'm sounding old and putting my age out there. I'm on a couple Facebook pages. And there's guys like, man, I've been looking for this gun for years and wish I would have came across it and this and that. And I was like, I got to get a hand of it. Like, I got to get my hands on it. I got multiple Canics. Let me see what this one's talking about. So that held me off for a while until I got the real thing.
So that's one for the collection, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep hanging on to it, and it'll be there with you.
Possibly until I got the legit thing.
Yeah.
And so,
but it feels good. Everything about it.
Yeah, it's definitely sweet. I just got to figure out how to get an optic on there. I may do a laser, but I'd rather have an optic over a laser any day.
Yeah.
And then so after I got the Gold Digger, it came out last year was the CZ Shadow 2 Compact. And so this is like the carry option for the competition pistol.
Okay.
So I had a couple buddies that had them, and they let me fire them, and I'm like, I really like this. And it's like, especially after having the full size, like, yeah, I could carry the full size, but I want something more discreet. Mm-hmm. But I want the reliability, I want the accuracy of the CZ Shadow.
You want everything of that gun just put in a smaller package.
Yep, and that's exactly what this is.
More manageable, more easier to conceal, everyday carry.
Yep. Less weight. Yeah. This one holds 15 rounds. The full size ones hold 17.
And it's staggered?
Yep. Yeah. Double stack mags. This one does also take the 17 round mags, the extended mags as well.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So
little pinky extension on the bottom, everything like that.
Yeah. Oh, this one doesn't even need a pinky extension.
No, hey, not for my hands.
Yeah. So it's got the full size hand grip, the extended dovetail, and that thing is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show the cams. Y'all see?
Check it out.
And it comes with these beautiful hand grips as well. And then there's like a large market for like different hand grips, different weights, and
Gotcha,
things like
gotcha.
that.
So it's very interchangeable
Yeah.
on how you want to do it.
And there's also companies that kind of got. I'm not gonna say they got famous for it, but for like doing the customization to the firearms, like Cajun Gun Works and
see, that's
DWI.
that feels good.
Yeah,
like, it fits perfect, man. You know what I mean? You
and that
have
one's
so much
also
more done.
optics ready.
Yeah. You're all set up. Gotcha. And how much do these run at here? Would you say? I don't know. I know it probably.
So for like without a discount or knowing your local gun store dealers and things like that, that one would be $1,300.
Okay.
This one here,
Out the box.
Yep, out the box, out the door.
Electric ready, everything ready to go.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Comes with 2 mags, hard case, cleaning kit.
Nice.
Fresh out the box. So that one, 13. This one, I've seen them go as high as as high as 23. The medium end is around 1,400, and then I've also seen 12 to 1,300.
Even for it being that small of production.
Yep.
Still, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but like for people that want them right there, they paying like 23.
I believe it. Yeah, no doubt. No, it's a beautiful gun. I'm excited. I know because we're going to the range today later, right?
Yeah, we're gonna shoot.
I kind of wish we would have went before we got in here. You know, because I talked a little bit more about them and had hands on. But I'm excited to get hands on.
You should have said something. No, I'm just like,
oh yeah, all right. No, but I really am. I'm excited to go get hands on these and check them all out, man. Yeah. For sure.
And then the trigger pull on here is like a 3-pound trigger pull.
Okay.
So it's very light.
Yeah.
Like you breathe on it.
Smooth.
Yeah.
It's
ready. And everything is clear, of course. You know.
Of course. Yeah.
Educational purposes.
Hey, we cleared it about 100 times. You know.
Yeah. Clear it, and clear it again.
Clear and show clear. That's what you got to do. Clear and show clear. You know, weapon safety is number one key with anything you're doing with firearms, and I think everybody needs to be educated on it. You know what I mean? I don't think there should be this fear of firearms. There shouldn't be anybody having any worries with them, because instead of focusing on the fear mongering of guns are bad, we should educate everybody on them.
Right.
You should say, hey, this is what firearms are. This is how you use them. This is what a well-informed society is a safe society.
That's
and to me personally, an armed society is a safe society.
Yes.
You know.
That's one thing I do like about have grown up in Kentucky, where we started off as a open carry state, then constitutional carry, and it's very relaxed when it comes to buying firearms. As long as you're a law-abiding citizen and can pass a background check, you can get a firearm.
Gotcha.
You're able to arm yourself and defend yourself and defend your family.
And that's a constitutional right.
Yeah.
It's not the Second Amendment. It's not a constitutional right just to be to own firearms. It's to be able to have your firearms and to know that you can defend yourself and your family against any tyranny that comes your way.
Right.
You know, from any form of it. You know, it's just it's a law and something that we should always have and protect.
And also, like, some advice that I would give to, I would say either new firearm owners or people that's on the fence about getting a firearm. Get something that you're able to educate yourself with. One of the things that I see with people that buy firearms, they buy themselves a firearm and put it in a lockbox and put it in the closet and don't really train with it.
And, you know, that's a scary thing, because you should be comfortable with what you have. You should be able to run it, and you should be able to use it, and you shouldn't be scared of it. See, I think a lot of people get it and they get scared of it.
Yeah,
they took it away, and then
away.
And that's whenever accidents happen, and that's whenever things that shouldn't happen do happen. And you should be able to run it and practice with it, and at the same time, you should be well informed about it, and you should have something that you can learn how to use in any situation.
Right. Yeah. And then working at a gun store, like there's people that's like, why are these guns so expensive? Or like for a reliable brand that's been tested and true, they're like, why is it so expensive? Well, if you're thinking of it like that, you're now putting a price on your life and your well-being.
Yeah.
Where this tool that is designed that could cause harm, it's made to potentially protect your life. And
you or your loved ones, you know, someone that can't defend themselves.
Exactly. And it's like, do you want to risk your life with something that costs $200, or do you want to risk your life for something that's reliable that's going to cost 600?
And I really think that people should even be around firearms that have malfunctions, because
Yeah.
you should be able to know how to clear a stovepipe. You should be able to know how to re-rack and reload and to redo all these things under situations, and you should have those experiences. And I mean, and then you start to understand why you have the different prices of firearms, at your disposal, and why you want something that's reliable and been tested, and that you run yourself.
Yeah.
Once you get a firearm, you should go get comfortable with it. Comfortable, not complacent.
Yeah.
Complacency kills. You get comfortable, but you always stay vigilant and you stay with it and practice with it and train with it. But you should run rounds through it that you're going to actually use in real life situations, and know that this gun's going to cycle. It's going to work exactly how I need it to work, and I can use it, and I can mess with it and do it right if it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah. To get it back in the fight. Get it back to operational readiness.
Yeah, and then there are more budget friendly like firearms. So that's why I would recommend a Canic, kind of over like some of the Taurus brands. Taurus is getting a lot better, but there are other brands that are budget friendly that come with a lot and a bang for the buck. But also, like when you're getting started off, you don't need to spend 800, sometimes not even 600, because like you want to get a firearm that's part of your skill level. So having a firearm that's on your skill level is also a key. You don't want to be outside your skill level with a firearm.
No doubt. No, you need to be there and stay steady with it.
Are there any firearms you would recommend, or you got any favorite brands?
I like SIG. I like SIG a lot.
You're a Sigger.
I'm a Sigger. Siggers are great. Hey. Nah,
You got up. So we're going to read that wrong.
They can read it however they want. That's on them, baby.
Oh, man.
That's their perspective, all right? I can't change any of that, man. Listen, I'm in the joy business. Hey.
Hell
Yeah. Forget about it. I like SIG, man. SIGs are great, but I enjoyed everything that we've shot in the Marine Corps. I enjoyed everything that I have at the house. Smith & Wesson, always been good. Always reliable. I like revolvers. You don't see many jams, nothing like that, and nothing could happen like that. So they're tried and true. So that's fun stuff, man. But I want to get back to something we were talking about. Back to the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And the military in general, about getting out. Because I think this is true to everybody in the service industry when it comes down to being in any kind of branch or anything like that. When you get out, you have people. You may feel alone. You may feel like you don't. But we've lost friends to suicide. We've lost friends to drug use.
Yeah.
And the thing is there are different programs. There's different people to reach out to. There's the VA. There's other veterans. I'm here to help anybody and anybody that needs to call me and talk about things. I know you are too. We're open.
Yeah.
And almost everybody is. We all been through it. We all go through it. We have our down days. We have our good days. And if you need somebody, find an outlet. Find someone to talk to.
Yeah.
There's other options.
Exactly. Like, don't feel like people are going to judge you because you're in a vulnerable state. Definitely seek help. If you have, if you got time to think about harming yourself, give that a second thought and think about reaching out for help.
Well, yeah, because how we live it and how we're taught is, hey, we got to be hard, we got to be this, we got to be ready, we always got to be, we're the ones people are looking up to, we're doing this and that, and we might feel like we lost a little bit of who we are, you know what I mean, a little bit of, a purpose. But the thing is there are so many different groups, so many different people, so many different things that they actually got a hat on right here. And if you're in Houston, look out for Got Your Six. This is just one of many programs, one of many people that help out. And Got Your Six Ministry, they're great. They're small, but they are doing wonderful work out there, just like all over. I mean, there are so many people that are there in your corner, there for you, that have been through it and going through it, and want to be a part. And we want to see you. You know what I mean? We want to see the joy. We want to see the happiness. We want to see the life, man. We want to hear the stories, the good stories, like me and you have. You know what I mean? Like our shared experiences, and just keep on keeping on, and do the good work. You're helping out more people than you know, and everybody's loved. Everybody loves you. Maybe just take a step back and try to seek for the help.
Yeah. And then also to go with that as well. One thing that I've also seeked help and stuff like this, like Shout out to my girlfriend. She's a wonderful support network as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of the complexes that I felt like I had being in and also transition being out is that invincibility complex, where I had like a time frame where I felt like I can't be touched, I can't be harmed, I'm invincible, I'm bulletproof. And I've also you know, seen people lose their lives from being in that mindset.
What's that cockiness attitude and that hardness attitude where you think, hey, ain't nothing can touch me. I'm bigger and badder than anything. Well, you ain't.
Yeah.
You got to humble yourself. You got to pull yourself back and realize, hey, man, we all got weaknesses and we all got things that we're going through, and you got to be in touch with that. You got to be true to who you are. You got to be able to self-analyze and understand when, hey, these things might be bigger than me, right?
Yeah.
And you got to say, I can sit back and I can understand that and work your way through it. I've been there several times. It happens, and you hit. I got to give a shout out to my girl Christine. She's great. She's wonderful. My family. I got a good support network, and I forget that sometimes.
Yeah, and that's a blessing.
It's a blessing, and I'm very grateful for it. And there's days that I feel like I have nobody, and if when I really sit back and I look around, I gotta reevaluate and realize, man, I have things. We all have things. Right. We all have people, even if we feel like we don't. Even if it's your dog, you know what I mean? Really, like there are things in life, and life is good, life is easy. It's all about how you make it and how you think about it and how you go through the day. Right. And it's all about self-talk and being true to you. Yeah. Please look for help. Please find somebody.
Definitely take the steps for help, and then it's also like for you and I, we are blessed with relatives and family that love us dearly, that we love back, and if you're having that mindset and think about those moments, think about that family, and also it's more like with us, we are blessed to have family. Some people may not have family, but friends. Like you taught me this when we were in. You told me that friends are chosen relatives.
Yeah,
those are relatives that you have the ability to choose, and like that stuck with me to this day.
Friends are family, man. You know, and you gotta look out for them as much as they look out for you.
Yeah.
You got to be there in their pocket and in their corner as well as they should be in yours. And, just keep them on speed dial. If you need them, call them, be there, be a part, and vice versa. And you got maybe sometimes you got to go out of your way and get out of your comfort zone. But, hey, man, sometimes life ain't about you either. You got to look out and do things for others.
Yeah, those people are definitely going to, if it happens to the extreme, they're going to miss you.
Yep.
And it's like when we link back up, no matter how long the time has been, it feels like it's yesterday.
That was it, man. We got in the car yesterday, man. You started telling stories, and I was like, I forgot all about it. You know, and I started laughing. I was like, man, maybe it was a good thing I forgot about that. But no, it's been nothing but love and awesome, and I'm just blessed to be here and be a part and be here with you. And thanks again for having me on here.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man, my boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. So I definitely appreciate you coming in and sharing your experiences and your knowledge. And before we go, I want you to give a quick little outro and also shout out your business and where they can contact you if they need any services. And I'm not even going to just say the Houston area. You may be nationwide.
Hey, nationwide, you take me anywhere you want. You paying it right, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
I do the service for you. I do power washing, sanitation, and soft washing, commercial, residential. Do it both. Fully licensed, insured. Been doing it since 2020, and it's been a wonderful program, a wonderful business that I've gotten into, and I really enjoy it. So if y'all need anything, let me know. I'll be there. You can reach out to me on Facebook, DZ Power Washing LLC. Also, email is dnzpowerwashing@gmail.com. And feel free to reach out. Let me know anything that you got going on. If I can help you, I will. If not, I can get you in the right people to help you.
Yeah.
And man, hey. Didn't you say you were going to take me out to eat?
Yeah.
God, that's what I'm talking about, man. My stomach's growling, huh? Yeah. Eat and shoot some guns?
Heck yeah.
You know, I'm talking about a good day right there, baby.
And that's what we're going to get into. So this is Black AP. And once again, I want to say thank you for tuning in. If you could just hit us with a like, subscribe, share with a friend if you want to. Mm-hmm. Also, if you see anything on this table that you'd like to purchase or, you could click the links that's going to be in the bio below in the description. I'm sorry, not the bio, in the description below. And it'll bring you to a direct source that could get anything that you like to get. Mags, accessories, holsters. We have all those in the description below. and also it also helps the community to educate. So if you share with a friend, veteran or not, that would be very grateful for us. And this is AP with AP Tactical TV. Appreciate you stopping by.
He did say anything on the table. I know you like me, but you can't have it,
Oh,
baby. Woo!
man.
I'll tell you what.
You could buy Drew Greer from his girlfriend. I'm not sure what her price is. But she may have one.
There ain't no price. Huh? I'm priceless. Huh? You know that.
Yeah.
See, I'll blow up. Hey, thanks again, Green.
Hell yeah. And we out. Stay black.